Hello, 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 and welcome back to yet another episode of Electricpreneur Secrets, the Electricians podcast. I'm your host, Clay Newmeyer. With me, as always, my esteemed co-host, Joseph Lucani. How you doing today, Joe?
Man, I am feeling awesome. I'm feeling so good today. It's
Yes.
one of those days I just got a life pouring through me. It's a good thing.
Yes. And we are the Electricpreneurs, a couple of master electricians with business addictions here and ready to serve. Serve who? Serve you if you're an electrician out there grinding, looking for your next bit of leverage, something to take you to the next level, something to help you master your sales, simplify your pricing, and deliver premium level electrical service. Today, we've got nothing less than that. In fact, we brought a friend today. We've got a
Mhm.
great interview today with Saul Fernandez, who's been with us about 4 months now, Joe, and I'm pumped. I'm super pumped to introduce him. Tell me, what do you love about Saul?
I mean, it's hard to just
I
say
set you up.
that
That was
first. No,
general.
it's fine. But I can say some things that come right to top of mind.
All right.
Saul is one of those guys that just embodies dedication. When he says he's going to do something, he does it, and he shows up in force to do so. So, like, when I say I show up to a class, I know he's going to be there with me. When I see him take advantage of the resources, like the options blitz and the other resources we have, he's in every single one of them. He's just trying to absorb everything into who he is and just take it and run with it. And it's just been amazing to watch this kind of transformation happen. Plus,
Yeah,
he's just
man.
an awesome guy. He's just a
Yeah.
really, really nice person.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And in each of the classes, I always recognize when it's Saul's picture in the background because he's oftentimes, even when he's driving, right? The conviction's that high. He joins class and you could see that legendary moonroof above him. I'm sure he might be laughing in the background right now. He's in the official green room with us. We can't wait to bring him in. But ultimately, the guy deserves a massive introduction. For someone who's 3x'd his sales, his biggest sales month record out of his van in just 2 months of working with us. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, hugest records ever. Completely ignore all of the noise, guys. This is huge, huge, huge because when you 3x your sales, what that really means is you're 3 times better than you were a couple of months ago. So for a guy
Hmm.
that had no formal service training before, doing 15, 20K top months, to April hitting 60K out of his own van, and this is just the beginning, right? We're at month
Hmm.
4. Now, I want to definitely highlight what you said, that level of dedication. And let me back up, man. Like bold, highlight, italicized, double underline, exclamation mark. We keep seeing people come in and skyrocket when they seem to have this level of attendance, this level
Hmm.
of commitment, and this level of engagement with our client success coaches.
Hmm.
Saul is no exception with Three Brothers Services. Can we bring him in or should we just keep pepping him up the whole way?
I think honestly, just keep inflating him the whole time. He's gonna float in like a blimp at this point, right?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let me find you, Saul. Let me bring you in, brother. Here we go. I've asked you to start your video, Saul. You should just be a click of a button away, man, and you are with us.
There he is.
And I'm asking you to unmute and join us officially. Saul, welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, 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 how's it going, guys?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. You were just telling us before the show how much you love to serve and how you felt sort of a calling for something like this. Can you kind of describe what you meant by that? What was this calling? How did you know this was going to happen?
Mhm.
Well, I guess I had the feeling, like I told you before, I love to serve. Serving, I'm sorry, serving is my passion. And a couple years ago, I always been talking to my wife, my brothers. We got to work like this, we got to work like that. We didn't have a program to follow. We didn't have a setup, so it even got into disappointment, with my relative, my brothers and my wife, where we try to do something, but because we didn't have a program to follow, we didn't know how to do it. And
Mhm.
I felt frustrated and bad because I'm like, I know there's something out there that that we can do, to serve better.
Mhm.
We just didn't have it until you guys came to our life, appeared to our life.
You
So
honor us, bro. Truly. Like, and I have to admit, it's one of those things where, the perfect student only comes around so often, but I love working with you so much. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's very evident in who you are. And it's one of those things where the kind of person to fill your shoes, they don't come very often. So I'm very proud of seeing someone like you step up to the plate and really thrive in a way that we all know that you could.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Awesome, man. Yeah, super proud of you as well. Like we said, the attendance, the engagement, the commitment, all great. Tell us, can you give us a bit of the snapshot of where Three Brothers Services is at today, sort of where you are and how you're growing currently?
Three Brother Services right now, we are we got our office prior to SLC, but we didn't SLE, but we didn't have a CSR. So that was big, that was a lot of weight on my shoulders. We finally have a CSR. She's doing a great job. She's following all the procedures and the with the program. That's helping a lot. My wife, we also work together since we started. So she's also more directional to what she does in the business. Me, myself, I kind of have a brighter side of what my duties are as an owner and as a service provider. Emilio, one of my brothers, he's doing so great. We are actually bringing him on board to on the sales department to do proposals and all that, and it's going great. We got installers, apprenticeships, so it's working great.
Growing up. It's awesome, man. That CSR, Caroline, right?
That's my wife.
That's your wife too?
Caroline's my wife. The CSR is Soli.
Oh, I got them backwards. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But her attendance in the CSR class was flawless. Absolutely flawless as well. Every week she showed up. How much has that CSR been able to take off of your shoulders and Caroline's shoulders in this process?
Oh, God. Everything. I have an issue. I'm the type of person that connects with the customer. So when I get a call and they are in the need of something, I feel like they need me right now. So if I have 4 calls booked for today or tomorrow, I make that a 5th call and a 6th one.
Okay.
And then a 7th one. So I don't know how to say no.
You know what? In that circumstance, it's good to have someone else as a gatekeeper almost in a way. Because the kind of person that you are, like we've spoken to, when you're that focused on service, it's hard to separate the priority. And it's actually a disservice to your company not being in front of the right person when the right call at the right time.
Right.
So having a CSR almost gatekeep you from yourself is a huge bonus.
Exactly. Yeah. So we are able to serve our customer better now. She's able to follow up on scheduled dates, arrivals, any rescheduling, after we completed the job. So everything is working great.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Very cool. I know you recently had a great experience with a client go with a silver choice and they upgraded. And it's something we talked about on the podcast not that long ago, actually. We made it a bit of a topic and it was sort of this concept of them wanting more. Oh, wait, there's more value here that they want. Like it's almost surprising sometimes, but can you walk us through why do you think that happened? Why do you think they'd go from a silver choice and then upgrade to a platinum?
Well, I have understand now. I didn't see it that way before SLE. That homeowners, we as homeowners, we don't know everything. Okay. And especially electrical work or any trades, like, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, whatever. You don't know what you have and what you don't have. So when we go to a customer's house now, and we are able to provide options to them, I think it's beautiful because they can see what they have and what they don't, and that gives them the option to, wait a minute, I got kids and I don't have this child protective receptacles. I didn't know about that. Like, how I didn't think about it before. So now that we come in our house and we're able to let them know what they have and what not, I feel like it's very good because it gives them option to accommodate the service that we're providing to their needs and to their budget. Okay. And these customers, it's a fun one. She called us just for a single floodlight installation where she tried to do it herself. And
Hold on. You're just to set the stage right. Customer calls, single floodlight, wants to do it herself.
yes.
Can we just really appreciate how like bottom barrel this kind of call would see? Like if you're looking at the work order, you're like, has the fixture, tried doing it herself, couldn't do it, wants troubleshooting advice. Next. But you
Right.
went to the call, and how did it go?
It went well. So I made a joke on my head. Okay. I'm like, this probably is not gonna go well, but let me let me just go. And I laughed at myself. And be positive, be positive. That's the mindset that we gotta have, right? I got to the job site. Okay, so here's the light. After we do the procedure and everything, we looked at everything she had. We evaluate everything to make sure everything was an operating function for us, safe functions. And she told me about the light. Okay, I took the old light down, and I noticed that there were presence of water, like moisture, inside the whole fixture. And I'm like, this is not my job. Let me just call an electrician. So, okay, I looked at the light, we looked at the switch, made sure all the breakers and everything was functioning. Created option for her. We were able to come up with 6 different options for her to give a lighting installation. We presented her the options. And on site, she decided to go with the silver options, which included more than just the new floodlight installation, right?
Okay.
Okay, we left the job site, we got her on schedule. It wasn't nothing that she wanted to do that day. It was for a couple of days because she has stuff to do. And then later that day, we got an email that she wanted to upgrade to the platinum option.
Can we just pause for a second here again? Okay. So walking through the mind of the typical call, we have the worst type of customer in place, right? The DIYer did it herself once, one thing.
Right.
Then you went out there and you already sold a higher ticket. That's like, so you didn't take the basics, you didn't take the economy, didn't take the bronze, you took the silver.
Right.
Like one of your best options ended up taking that.
Yes.
Then when you say, I got an email a few days later, I imagine almost all of us are like, oh, confidence down. It's like, oh yeah, I know what that email says. Hey, I've gotten someone less. But she went the opposite direction and instead say, hey, can you do even more for me? I wanted the best. How did that email read? Like, what were you thinking when you read that?
I'm like, isn't the silver enough?
Oh my God.
And the funny thing is, with the silver, she had the membership with us, something we didn't used to offer. Okay, so
okay,
didn't call for none of that, and it's it's so great that we're able to offer all this to a customer, and then being able to choose from different options. It's beautiful. So when we got the email, I'm like, okay. We emailed her back. We were gonna get her set up for that and bring all the materials and the installation day, and everything went well.
So if I can ask, right, let's just draw a comparison here, because the money doesn't necessarily matter per se, but it's nice to know just for a quantifier. So let's say a customer called you 5 months ago prior to working with us, and you had one single light fixture to change. What would the price typically have been?
It would have been anywhere between 145 and 185.
Yeah, and that would have been typically one person, almost like operating out of your own van. That's what you would typically expect from a contractor.
Right.
What did the total platinum top off to be?
It was roughly $2,800.
Okay. So I don't even know what kind of quantification is that at that point. A 10x at least? Like it's more than 10x. If you went from 100, so almost like 20 times what you did.
Yeah, like 28.
20x.
20x. Like that's an insane multiplier.
That's right.
So you also mentioned about the membership and saying that she spoke out and thought it was cool. Can you tell her, like, first off, what is your membership? Like, what do you call it? What are you doing with it? Let's talk about that a little bit.
So our membership, we're including, it's an annual membership that we're offering, which includes free diagnostic on any electrical issues, The members get put in front of the line whenever they call us with an issue. We be there next 2-3 hours, and if we have to move anyone from the calendar to put them on the calendar, we'll do that for them. They also get 2 annual electrical inspections, safety house electrical inspection, and they get special after hours, emergency after hours, special emergency after hours.
That is an amazing offer, because that's the kind of service right there when you're describing it, when you're going through your platinum offer. Those are the sticking points for the customer that says this is someone worth listening to. Because imagine you had, let's say, 5 other electricians came in. Would any of them, even you wouldn't even, but would any of them have offered that? Would any of them have even given her more choices at this point?
And
So
that's
go ahead. Sorry.
something I get a lot on the offer when we are offering multiple options to a customer, and we get to the point that they also getting a lot of other some other estimates. Sometimes they even bring it up. It's nice that you do this for us. We appreciate that the others are now doing this. Like the other day, I went on an opportunity call for a attic fan,
Okay.
and I went up there. I got my ladder. I climbed on the attic. I evaluated everything. And the funny thing on this house is that it's got 2 gable axes, window gable
Okay.
axes.
Sweet.
Each
Good air
side.
movement.
So great. I mean, it's just easy. You just got to put a gable mount because he didn't want it on the roof. Gable mount attic fan. Boom, that's it, right? I got up there, and these 2 gable window axes are fake. There is no opening on the walls. So when
So that's gonna rot out the roof, though. I was gonna say, if there's no humidity exit, how is it getting out of the house? How is it having air movement?
I know there's nothing up there.
Oh my gosh.
So when I told him that, he was like, "What?" And I showed him the picture. I'm like, "Yes, you don't have this." I'm like, "This is crazy." So with that information and the setup that we have with the options and all that, he appreciated that we did all that, because no one has gone up to the attic to do that for them, and all they've been getting is just either quote over the phone or they just go outside and take a look at that. So it's beautiful that we're able to do this for customers.
Let's time out one more time here, right? Previously, just in this same conversation, you said that you used to do it over the phone, where you didn't have a CSR. You had the office, but it was you answering the phone doing it.
Yes.
Imagine this customer were to call you and say, "I want to have an attic exhaust system installed." What would you typically have mentioned the price was going to be?
325.
Like 325, right? But then the whole reason he went with you was because you showed up in person, because you went into the attic, and you were able to find something that you could have never identified over the phone. But you couldn't have even gotten there without the CSR taking that load off of you.
Right.
So this is literally proving how the CSR is not only making you money, but your customers are appreciating you serving at an even higher level.
And if I can just add quickly, not to mention, had you sold that over the phone for the 325 and then arrived to only find out that, hey, we're on Mission Impossible here, I've got to do some other work. Now you're back to the conversation, renegotiating a price, customers in an awkward situation, feeling like, why is this person trying to sell me something again? We've never felt that, right?
That's how it used to be.
Yeah. So not a good look, but obviously I'm so proud of you making that shift. And as a whole, do you feel like sometimes you get this issue where customers say like, or people are worried about, oh, they're not going to like options. They're not going to hear it, right? You've been new to it. How have options been received so far on your end?
They've been great. They've been great. Like I said, most of the people, homeowners, they like it because nobody knows, like not everyone knows about electrical work, about the service you provide. So they don't know what they have and what they don't have. And when you're able to let them know how safety or how unsafe the system is, I mean, it's your family living there, family, your kids. So it's been great.
You're right. You really
Can
are.
I insert a quick rant here?
Please? I mean, yeah.
Not that we haven't
Insert
ranted on
rant
this enough,
engaged.
but like yesterday I was on a call with someone once again, and this just comes up once in a while, and someone says, well, sure, you can offer options, but you know what? There's also a place in this market for those who just want to go out and do it quick and cheap and get it done just like the customer wants. And I have to call a timeout there, because if you're feeling that at all in this place, I mean, I don't imagine you got this far into this interview feeling that, because you're interested in options, I'm sure, and what Saul's doing to improve, and that what you could too. But noticing and really recognizing that there's three buying archetypes. And sure, there's fast and cheap. That could fall into that economy archetype, definitely, right? Some people are limited in resources, are limited in time, and they only want that, and that's fair too. It's why we're not offering 4 top options. That's not the strategy. Hey, we'll abandon all economies and we'll go out and we'll just offer the 4 tops, so we'll only serve the higher 2 tiers. That's not the strategy. It's 6 options, which is for 3 buying archetypes. So everyone has a choice, including our most affordable, most economical we could provide. But if you don't offer more, then either you're losing jobs because you're trying to serve someone who doesn't want that and doesn't trust you with that low offer, or you're going high and you're losing jobs because they only want it lower, right? Or you're leaving money on the table. It's the only way there is. Rant over. Stamp of approval, please.
Embossed.
That might be the second nerdiest thing we've ever done on the podcast, but I appreciate that stamp of approval, Joe.
Honestly, man, I love it. So there's actually one particular situation that I want to get your opinion on, Saul, because you'd mentioned this, and I just really want to get more of the details out. There was a job that I remember you telling me at where you went there where they had already just had an electrician, or like there was an electrician already on site, and they were looking for numbers and ended up going with like a really heavy hitting option. Can you tell us about that situation?
Well, that's a good one, because we just closed on that job today, like final inspection.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
Sweet. There we
And
go.
there
I
is
love that.
another story after that. So let me
Oh.
just start from the beginning.
All right, lay it on me. Mike's yours.
So the customer called us for whatever sub panel and some new wiring in the garage. We went out there, follow the procedure. I got them on schedule, went out there. Once we got there, they mentioned that they wanted to get some other lighting installed, but they already did that with another electrician the day prior to us. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So, we were talking and all that. And they kept mentioning that they were just getting quotes. We just want to know, what the price is for this new project that we're going to do. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So in my head, I'm positive, but sometimes, you just think what you think, right?
It happens. Sometimes our thoughts get the better of us.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, she's getting prices, whatever. And that's the good thing about this creating options and identify who your avatar client is.
Yes, who your avatar is.
So created the options, came to the home, did the presentation. We weren't the cheapest one. They were just looking for prices, and they didn't go with the basic option, which is what they called me for. They went with the silver option. Okay. So they choose us, even though they had another electrician there, and they were just looking for prices because of the, of the same thing. We came out, we evaluated everything. We gave him an overview of everything they have. So they went with the silver option. Great. Today we had the final inspection. Same thing. They got 3 ceiling fans. There's people like that. We're all like that, I guess, in a certain way. They got 3 ceiling fans, and then last minute they mentioned to us that they wanted to get 3 ceiling fans replaced. So, okay, we created the options on site. We were able to come up with 6 different options. Again, just for the 3 ceiling fans, right? And same thing, just getting prices. The funny thing is that they didn't choose the basic one. They are discussing silver and platinum, and we have them on schedule to come back and finalize which option they're going to go with.
Is there something wrong with your gold options, Saul? Everyone seems to want to skip silver to platinum with you. What's going on with that? You got some magic up top?
I love it. So this is so cool. And like the thing is, now I want to just go over the number itself. I think what you were mentioning, was it like 7,600 or something along those lines, was like the option that they ended up taking?
Yeah, on the silver one, yeah, it was 7,800.
So like let's really put this in perspective again. Customer calls, says I'm getting quotes. I already have another electrician that we've accepted the job from. We've already gotten prices. Everything's already set, but I just want a number from you.
Right.
You find a way to learn their emotional reasons. You get the why. You make an awesome presentation. They forget the other electrician. They go 3 tiers higher than what they would have bought from someone else. Gave you $7,600, $7,800.
Right.
Then you did the job, followed the play again, then got them to have another presentation on 3 ceiling fans. 6 options were delivered. They didn't, once again, only looking for price again. And now they're setting up for either a silver or a platinum again.
Right.
Mwah! I mean, that is perfect.
There's something I want to talk. I want to,
Sure. Go for it. What you got?
And it's there's something, when we just think about a price, I think we're not serving properly, and that's something that I'm learning, and I learned with you guys. It's not about electrical work or the pricing. It's about connecting with the customer. What is their need, and why they want this? Once you are able to connect and understand and work with them on their needs, whatever their needs is, you're gonna be their electrician for life. And that's something that I have learned a lot here. And that's working. That's working.
Nice ad, Saul. Truly nice ad, man.
Yep.
So with that being said, like, what do you feel has been your biggest, or like the biggest impact or biggest thing you've taken away from working with us?
Too many.
Well, I'm honored either way.
Serving, I will say serving is one is one of the top one. Like I say, I'm a person that loves to serve, and it has helped us grow because we now have a plan, a setup to follow, and it has helped us serve customer best than what I previously used to for. It has also helped me as an individual, on how to treat people on the streets. So I feel like growing is generic, not only in business but family and friends and all that. As far as business and something different than that, the options has helped us a lot. Following a program, the CSR, having task for each individual in the business has helped us a lot. So yeah.
Well,
Another thing to add, sorry about that.
By all means, go for it. You can always interrupt to add more. I am never going to stop you from that. So go ahead, lay it on me.
Another thing to add is that, you're not going to be everyone's favorite, and that's something we have to understand. And the setup that we now have has helped us identify whose favorite we will be. It doesn't matter if it's on the lowest option or on the higher end, but it has helped us identify, the customer that really wants us in their life to serve them, right? Back prior to SLE, I was overwhelmed because, like I say, I wanted to serve everyone, and I wasn't losing sight, but I didn't have the right path to follow because I believe I was probably serving people at a higher level for a lower I don't want to say price.
Like a return though on relationship.
Exactly. So we were putting a lot of time in and focus on projects that and people that didn't value us as a service provider. So that's the program that we have now has helped us identify that as well. Okay. What type of customer you are and how you would like to be served from us. So that way we serve everyone the same, but of course, like I say, there's top buyers, then there's lower buyers.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter where you at. We just have identified how we can best serve you with the program that we have.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. It's something that keeps coming up. And there's still so many providers out there that have maybe one salesperson trying to run 10 plus calls a day, if you can imagine that. I mean, in a 10-hour day with drive time, that's insane, isn't it? Trying to meet up with or do it over the phone or through email or text. I mean, at some point, you've got to meet this person and build that relationship with them. And that really limits us to the 3 to 4 calls a day. And where that provider may be hearing this, if you guys are listening to this, either replay or in the Facebook group, if you're hearing that and that's you and that's your MO right now, know that you don't have to run around that much. You don't have to race through life and race through every discussion just to get the average of jobs at your 50, 60% close, or maybe you're even 70 or 80%. I'd still rather have the 80% of 4, have 3 great relationships than 7 or 8 subpar, short-lived, short paycheck relationships. And I would take that trade every day of the week. And I think ultimately that ties perfectly with what you were saying there, Saul.
Right.
Let me ask you this then. I just kind of gave my own advice, but for you, what stands out? If you were to tell even your younger self or someone else who hasn't experienced this, whether they're just facing these challenges we're talking about today, what advice would you give them? What would you tell that younger Saul or brothers of yours?
Are you asking in terms of okay, I think I got it.
Advice for helping them get along their journey. What's your, if it was either a big takeaway and maybe not the generic, hey, go to service loop, we don't need that, but like
Right.
specific advice that you would say, hey, do this thing and everything else will improve for you.
Well, I think the first thing is that you have to you have to ask for help because you are new in this industry. We are all electricians. We all know how to replace an outlet, how to, but if you don't have uh the business background, if you don't have, I mean, that's how all of us are. I mean, you guys, I believe you guys were like that as well. When when you were running your business. So it's like we need to find out what we want to do, what we, within our business, how we want to serve, and we need to make the changes, and we need to, just seek for the help that we need in certain departments, I will say. And don't be afraid of making the change. You know, if you want a little story about myself, um, when I decided to go on my own, I owed over 80,000. I had over $80,000 in debts. Okay. And I had my firstborn. We was born with difficulties. He was, he was sick, whatever. So it wasn't an easy choice that I made, having so much debt and then the family that I had to provide. But I knew it was the right thing to do because I put my heart into it, and I believed in the dream that I have. So I think making the steps is something that you have to do, but at the same time, uh, look for professional help in the departments that you need. Because if I would have done that when I started today, I think today would be maybe I wouldn't be talking to you guys here because I would be a millionaire.
Thanks for the
Well, I'm proud
vulnerable
of you.
share.
Yeah, truly. Thank you for opening your heart that way.
You inspired me to kick one more bit of knowledge here. And I think people overlook this. There's really 3 types of business owners. And there's ultimately one type of business. Business is about solving problems, being creative in solving problems at times, But mostly what you mentioned and what you just displayed is a big why, which means, and it's going to point out exactly the type of business owner you are here in just a moment. The three types are this: the type that get to that big challenge, it's different than they thought, it feels different than they thought, and they give up and go away the other way and go back and work for someone else. The type that realize that challenge, realize, hey, it's a little different than I thought, it's a little different than I feel. I'm just going to stay right here where it's comfortable, just beneath that challenge. And then there's the third type. And the third type wants more, and they understand that this is the point. In Buddhist culture, I think they say, right, suffering is the point. Suffering is the journey. In business, it's kind of that. But what you overcome makes you feel absolutely on fire at the end of the day. Saul, I believe that's you, brother. I think you're meant to be here and solve these challenges. I think you're meant to be in business. If you're someone who can face that, being in debt, having a sick son, and then still get up and face these challenges and believe in your dreams, then I know what's coming for you, brother. And it's not small. It's not down here with us, small time. It's big, 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 brother. So thank you for blessing us on your journey with this podcast. Did you have anything else you wanted to add to this one, Saul, before we close it out?
Are they listening or watching? People watching this? Are they going to watch this?
Little of both, man. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on multiple podcast channels, Facebook Live. They may see it there. Facebook group, rather.
I can just, talk about you guys a little bit, and it's going to be, I'm not getting paid here.
Splitting the C note.
Officially, we're getting paid, just to correct.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, I might be on the shoes. I probably was on the shoes that the person watching this video is right now about making the decision. I don't know how I got to you guys. I just started joining a lot of Facebook groups, and I think how I got to, that's how it lead me to you guys. But my point is, if you feel like you are in the need of, making that step in your business and your personal life, and you are lacking of how to do it, these two guys here, they're the best. And I say it from our heart, they will help you. They will. The thing with Joe and Clay is not just business. When you need something, you can message them and they will reply back. When you're having issues on a job site, they will help you on it. If you don't even know how to do the work, still they're gonna help you on that. So this is more than just business. This is this is like a family, like a business, like electrical serving family that Joe and Clay have created, and I can thank him enough for letting me be part of it. I remember that. Am I allowed to mention names here or not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
One of the guys in the group, once I hear about I understood about what you guys did, I reached out to him asking for advice, and he told me, I've been with them for about 3 months now, and my life has changed. I suggest that you give them a try. And then I think I messaged you right away after that.
That's
so
amazing.
What I'm trying to say is, what he told me is what I'm telling you now. You're not going to be disappointed. Made the commitment, made the change, made the decision, and you're going to see your business at another level.
I couldn't have asked for higher praise, Saul. Thank you. Thank you for opening your heart, and just thank you for being the person that you are. I couldn't have asked for a better person to spend my days with. So thank you, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that means so much, Saul. I'm literally trying to hold back. We're bleeding hearts here, and you clearly fit right into that. Hearts on the sleeves, guys. Thank you so much. I can't say that enough. Joe, is there anything else you wanted to add to this one before we close it out?
Genuinely, I want more people to see who you are as a person, Saul. I mean, you are a great business owner. True. You're a great electrician. You and I have gone back to back with troubleshooting and details. But the thing that I feel it makes you stand head over shoulders over so many is the fact that you lead with your heart and you're not afraid of what comes next. You lead with your heart and you keep following it to the end. And that's why you're always going to get what you're destined to get. And you deserve it. I mean, I truly feel like you deserve everything coming your way.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, guys.
That's cool to me, man. That's cool to me. All right. I'm going to get my energy up and I'm going to close this out. You ready?
Sounds good.
Thank you guys for joining us. This has been another episode, well over 300, well over enough episodes for you to listen every single weekday of the week so you can stay inspired like Saul, so you can keep that why right up high, so you can keep on mastering your sales, simplifying your pricing, and delivering premium level electrical service. You guys, if you've got anything nice to say, please leave a comment down below where you heard this first. It all helps, and let someone else know who needs to hear this. We're going to see you guys next week on the next episode. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Saul.